think I was always in business from an early age in the sense that I was very enterprising as a child, but I just didn't think of myself as a business person. This is kind of despite the fact that my father is an entrepreneur, but I was always the ringleader of the cousins. I would organize the carnivals and the puppet shows and everything, and I was interested in making money just to kind of prove that I could organize everything and kind of get to something where somebody would take a ticket at the door. Um, so But I thought of myself more as an ideas person interested in literature, history, and philosophy. But I was also disciplined about money and a good organizer and kind of a leader of people. And if I think about sports and stuff like that, I had a lot of business qualities or characteristics in terms of building teams and companies, but it just came together later. I didn't think of myself as business. In fact, I would say I'm kind of an accidental business person. It's interesting. The older you get, the more you realize that the obstacles that you face are the obstacles that you allow to sit inside of your brain. So when I was 23 years old, I would have said it's because I was in France and I didn't have a math or science degree. Or, at different stages of my career, I would have said the obstacle is this. In fact, the obstacle is only the psychological barrier that you allow yourself to think, I can't do that. As soon as you take that out, and you free yourself up to say, okay, what's the goal? What's my unique contribution? What am I trying to achieve? You start finding enormous energy, you find shortcuts, you find ways to achieve, you hit your milestones, and you realize actually that the obstacles that we have are self-imposed. In my mind, when I sold my last business, although I had not been able to achieve what I wanted to achieve with that business, society interpreted it as a success because I'd made money, I'd sold a business. And it was fascinating to me that people could have such a different impression than I did about what I had achieved. Because I was the same person, I don't perceive myself to be more important having money than not having money, having sold a business and not selling a business. My goals, what I believe success is in life, is completely different. It operates on a completely different level. But what was surprising to me was how important financial successes to other people, right? Because I thought, wow, I hadn't realized how different I am from the rest of society. So that was really interesting to me, because then I thought, okay, I'll accept that. But that still means that, I have maybe more tools to help me achieve what I want to achieve in the world, but nothing's changed. The mountain is still high, the goals are still there. But yeah, selling my last business or getting Ariadne Capital off the ground, or some of our hits that we've helped along the way. These are kind of where you get to a particular place in the climb to the top of the mountain. Again, you kind of take a breath, take the backpack off, you look out over the valley, and you think, okay, we've achieved something here. But it doesn't stop you from saying, okay, we're going to the summit, and we still have a long way to go. So I guess what I'm saying is I never take it for granted. I never kind of look back and say, we're here. The work that we do is really the work on behalf of entrepreneurs. We're part of the process of creating an entrepreneur country. I get asked about, being a successful businesswoman. I guess the reason why the question gets asked is really because there's probably not an equal balance between, as many women as men in business that have been successful and so forth. And the older I get, the more I become convinced that until we have more women who are in a position of investing in businesses, we won't have more women getting funded. Not because men are bad, but men see things differently. And it's not because women are not intelligent enough to do that. Women just haven't yet gotten to the point where they're investing as much. And so I don't think it's about, it would be good to have more women or better to have more men, or it's not a zero-sum game. It's good when life is balanced. It's good when we have kind of more or less kind of equal but different views in terms of the way that we see things, right? I can definitely see in Ariadne Capital we're kind of 50-50 men and women. And, we see things differently. But we don't just see things differently because we're a man or a woman. We see things differently because I'm an American, I'm not a Brit, because I am a marketeer, not a technologist, because I understand corporate finance or I don't, because I went to a certain business school or I didn't go to business school. The sum total of our life experiences gives us our eyes. It gives us our eyes and our ability to see things. And if we're smart, we want to work with other great people who have a unique ability to see the world. I was fortunate to work for some great people along the way. Andy Cunningham, who set up Cunningham Communications, sold that to Citygate. She helped Steve Jobs launch the Macintosh computer. I learned a lot about the media marketing in the technology world from Andy, and still in touch with her. I think she's a great lady. I've also been fortunate to work with investors like Tom Teichman here in this country, who runs Spark Ventures, a guy who really, who operates on gut instinct and has made some incredibly strong, positive decisions about entrepreneurs by just backing whether or not they have the ability to bring great companies to life. There's people that I may not have, I wouldn't refer to them as mentors, but they've advised me, and they're friends, and they're people that I admire, that I've taken a lot from. And there's many, many of them, 20, 25. I seek out people that I think I can learn from them, because, and people are busy. You can't have heaps of their time. But if you build a kind of relationship based on trust and you become confidants, you do gain from your experiences with them. So, but I'm a big reader of books on people who've achieved things. I like to learn from stories of people who've achieved something of importance in their life.